Hey everybody, T-Man again, bringing you guys another video, and this video is a very special edition of my series over here. I am recording this video in my car. I am doing a weekend job right now. I tend to pick up jobs once in a while on the weekend, and I'm doing a job at a Union Pacific Railroad, watching a track here in my car. Very simple job. So yeah, I pick up shifts from time to time on the weekend, and this is a perfect time to shoot a video for you guys. And I'm actually going to be doing a couple videos. First of all, because I won't get interrupted by my son taking a nap. Those of you who watch my videos know that I shoot my videos when my kids are taking a nap, and today I am shooting this video here at work, and I am going to be uninterrupted at all, so it's a good day. And this video will be doing my Lucha Underground, very late Lucha Underground video this past Wednesday. Okay, let's get to it, guys. And then after this video, I will be shooting my second episode of Let's Talk Wrestling. I have a lot of cool things I'm going to be discussing in that video. I'll be discussing this year's WrestleMania, because I didn't do a Monday Night Raw leading up to it. What I think of that. I'll be going through the IC title, the hot potato. What do I think of the IC title being the hot potato? I'll be talking about the backstage stuff, like Brock Lesnar and Vince McMahon, what's going on with the contract negotiations, him appearing in UFC. I'll be talking about the latest debacle about Bill DeMont and the NXT. I'll be talking about that a little bit. Hashtag Give Divas a Chance, Samoa Joe, and other topics we'll be discussing in that video. Okay, let's get into this past Wednesday's edition of Lucha Underground. And I'll tell you again, I've said in the past video, and I'll say it again in this one, Lucha Underground is the best hour of professional wrestling. It's by far one of my favorite promotions going right now, and I love the format. I love the telenovela. I talk about it every time I do talk about the promotion, and I think having 1 hour is great, and they cram a lot into it. I love the backstage promos, and this past week we had 3 matches, and the way they did it was really great. And not to mention, this past episode, I think, in my opinion, was probably I wouldn't say they've had a bad episode the last few weeks, but this episode was really good. I really enjoyed it. We kicked off the show with, let me see what we got here. Where's my notes? Excuse me. We kicked it off with the first match was Mil Muertes versus Phoenix. And forgive my Spanish, I know my Spanish is not very well. Mil Muertes versus Phoenix, very great match. You know, I love the little love triangle here they're doing with Katrina, man. And that's one thing I want to talk about right now. And this episode really had a lot to do with the women in Lucha Underground. They're not divas like WWE. They're women, and they put these women in really great storylines. I mean, you'll see women versus men, and we had one in this telecast, and they're involved in really good storylines, these women. But let's get into it with Katrina. Katrina comes out in the middle of the match, really great. You know, Mil Muertes and Katrina really locking eyes, and you know, when you see this rivalry, you know, you get the feel, you know, that it's more with Mil Muertes and Katrina. It had nothing to do with Phoenix, even though, like, you know, she made out with Phoenix last week. They made out again at the end of this match, and I'll tell you about that. But you get the feeling that it's more about them, you know. You feel that compassion. And then Katrina comes out with a stone, which is supposed to empower Mil Muertes. A really basic wrestling storyline, but they execute it so well. I mean, I love how it's coming across on TV. And Matt Stryker and Vampiro does a great job capitalizing what you're watching on the TV. So was a really big fan of that of that storyline. I mean, all the women involved storylines in Lucha Underground, I'm a big fan of, man. They're doing an absolutely wonderful job, and they should keep it up. They really should. So anyways, Mil Mortis wins the match, and then after the match, he demands Katrina to like do her lick of death on Phoenix, and of course she refuses to, and it looks like, you know, he's about to hit his big power move on Katrina, and the stone's on the ground. Phoenix picks up the stone, smashes Mortis, lays out Mil Mortis, and then makes out with Phoenix. Katrina makes out with Phoenix in the middle of the ring while Mil Mortis is down. And so that continues the storyline here, even though Mil Mortis got the pin. So it was a very interesting segment. Was a big fan of that match, big fan of the rivalry, and that moves on to a backstage with Dario Cuello, Angelico, Ivelisse, and Son of Havoc. And let me tell you, here's another one with a woman. Very interesting television. I love the Ivelisse thing. I mean, Ivelisse beat Angelico last week or a couple weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago. And she won thanks to Son of Havoc kicking Angelico in the back of the head. Oh my goodness, nice little backstage promo between the two. Ivelisse saying she thinks she deserves a title match, and Dario Cuello's like, no man, you've been blowing up my phone. Oh man, you're a crazy bitch. One match thanks to your boyfriend doesn't mean you deserve a title match. And then said that you know, next week it'll be a rematch between Angelico and Ivelisse. Oh, I love Ivelisse, man. I mean, I love all the women. I mean, yeah, they're all attractive, but they all have great, interesting storylines, man. They really do. I'm a big fan of it. So next week we'll have Ivelisse in a rematch with Angelico, but this time Son of Havoc will be the special referee. Very interesting. I'm actually very excited to watch that episode. Please, those of you who actually gone to the tapings, because they tape them all in advance, please don't tell me the spoilers. I want to tune in on Wednesday and just be entertained, because this is the only wrestling program I'm watching that's keeping me entertained. No offense to you, TNA. I've actually missed a few weeks of TNA, so I haven't been talking about it. I'm going to probably, what I'm probably going to do this week I should have some time in my hands, is I'm going to rewatch the last couple weeks of TNA, and then I'll watch this Friday's coming up. Right now I'm shooting this video on a Saturday. The coming Friday I'll be all caught up, watch Friday, and then I'll give a review on TNA next week. But I probably haven't watched TNA in about 3 weeks. Very behind. TNA is good, they just don't give me the urgency to watch. Okay, so moving on from that promo, we go into another lady storyline. I love it. Big Rick versus Sexy Star, and that's the thing about this promotion. You will see women versus men in Lucha Underground, and I love how they did it. I mean, Big Rick is supposed to be a babyface, along with Sexy Star being a babyface, and the winner of this match is supposed to take on a 1-on-3 against the Crew. Against the Crew, the three little thugs that damaged Big Rick, and I guess Sexy Star wants to get revenge about Pimpinella and then their partner from that tag team match last week or the week before that, wanting to get revenge for that. So very good between two baby faces, and I thought they did a good job on that. I mean, seen Sexy Star have faced the Crew with Pimpinella and that other guy, and you know, they hit moves on Sexy Star, whatever. But Big Rick, he's such a big guy, you know. And I thought they did this match really good, you know, with the Hurricane Ranas and some of the things they did, keeping Big Rick whole. I mean, you can see in the match, instead of hitting the big power move, he just pins her shoulders to the ground without hurting her. I thought that was great, because they're both baby faces, keeps keeps him looking like a strong baby face, and moving on to face the crew. And then the crew did come out, and Sexy Star and Big Rick did beat up the crew a little bit. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 3-on-2. If they change it to a 3-on-2, have Big Rick and Sexy Star to take on the crew. But I think I'll probably be 3-on-1. But anyways, very entertaining. We move on to the main event, which Alberto Del Rio asked for earlier on in the night against the Texan Tejano, as they call him. And that was a good match. I remember Dario Creo said that he wanted to have the match later on, you know, have time to build it, you know, and they had the match. And obviously the rivalry didn't end. It ended in like a DQ or something along those lines. Wasn't a clean finish, but it was a really good match to top off just a very interesting night of wrestling. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where all the storylines go, especially with all the women, with Ivelisse and Katrina. You know, very interesting storylines there. And it should be very interesting. Oh, the one thing I left out too was they did show a very quick little backstage little segment with Prince Puma, the Lucha Underground champion, with Alberto Del Rio. You know, Alberto Del Rio said that he will be coming for the title. I thought that was nice to tease a rivalry later down on the road, because, you know, eventually Prince Puma and Alberto Del Rio will have a match eventually. So I thought that was a nice way to tease that, and you know, just have a little teaser that, you know, Alberto Del Rio's there, and even though he's the AAA champion, he will be coming for the Lucha Underground championship. So it's very interesting to have two titles. And they did say before that the AAA title will be defended in Lucha Underground as well. So I think that's pretty interesting to go along with that. So anyways, that's going to conclude my Lucha Underground video for this week. I will be shooting another one next week. And just to let you know, I will be shooting my Let's Talk Wrestling episode number 2. If you guys have not seen it, I posted my top 5 favorite WrestleManias of all time, and to let you guys know, I will be shooting my top 5 worst WrestleManias inside my Let's Talk Wrestling episode number 2. I will be shooting that along with it. That's going to be a part of that episode. So if you haven't seen my my top 5 WrestleManias events of all time, that's up there. Please watch. Again, a very new channel. Please subscribe. Tell your friends. I'm trying to grow the channel. I thank everyone who said the nice words about this channel and my videos. I really do appreciate it. I do put a lot into it. And I really do enjoy speaking my mind about wrestling. It's just fun and fun stuff to do. Eventually, I'm thinking I might do another channel eventually, talking about other things like TV shows that I watch, like The Walking Dead and Gotham, and other shows like that. Comic books and movies and just pop culture. I might do a second channel. Not sure yet, but anyways, thank you for supporting this one. I really do appreciate it. And until the next video, I will see you then. Thanks, guys.